Hello friends, today I got one question for you. Are you ready for Freddy? As you may have guessed, friends, today we're taking a look at Freddy Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. Now, it's not exactly an ultimate figure because it didn't say that on the packaging, but it totally is. And you can even still find this guy on the shelves. But he's really just a re-release of an older figure from Neca with some added articulation in the legs. See, it even says 2011 down there on his foot. Now, this is how Freddy came out of the packaging, and I don't usually do accessories until the very end, but there's one accessory I had to get out right away. His fedora, because he just ain't complete without it. And as you can see, Freddy's got a really great sculpt. There's just pretty much no problems with this figure in terms of the sculpt and the paint and everything. He's just an awesome looking Freddy. I really love the way his blades are sculpted on his right hand, for example, because he gets this curve thing going that just, I don't know, looks so lethal and threatening. However, from certain angles, they look kind of cruddy. That's a real minor complaint because I really like the way they're sculpted from the front, and you can definitely get some really cool poses out of them. Although you got to twist his hand to get that pose working. It can be done. I kind of wish we had alternate hands with different blade sculpts, and I wish the blades didn't curve so much, but that is better than them snapping off like the old days. NECA's made a bunch of improvements since then. One of the reasons I chose to pick up Nightmare 3 Freddy is because I feel like he's the most typical Freddy Krueger action figure, quote unquote, and I love how his face is sculpted in a smiling manner, because Freddy's always doing that. He's got a lot of personality, and the sculpt on this is just great. You can see all little divots in his skin and stuff, wrinkles and folds, obviously. I mean, and it continues onto his neck, and it's on his hand too. It just looks perfect, and that sculpt continues in the sweater. I love how there's individual lines and wrinkles sculpted, and then little holes at the bottom to show his sweater's all tattered. I do think it's a little weird how his sculpted torso is like in a hunched position. You know, it's not straight back here, but I mean, whatever, that does fit Freddy's personality. And then the pants. Look at those folds and wrinkles in the pants. Man, that's good. Just terrific sculpt overall on this guy. If I had any complaints, it'd be, weird little curves in the gauntlet, but I mean, look at the rest of the sculpt on the glove, claw, whatever you want to call it, Freddy's glove. Look at the little rivets that are all sculpted, and the folds in the leather back there, that's all sculpted. It's just immaculate. And same goes for paint. Look how they got his burned flesh there, and then the dark wash in the leather folds over there, and then the little silver rivets. The paint on this is incredible, and then the silver on the blades is not just silver. There's this black wash that make it look all dingy and stuff, and it's just a beautiful paint job. And there's a wash on the sweater everywhere, and of course the red and green lines are so clean, like you don't even think to mention that, really. You don't even notice it because it's perfect. It's exactly how it should be. And look at the little black wash in the back here. Now, the pants seem kind of plain. I don't think they have a wash, really. And the boots, also kind of plain. They do have a dark wash on them, though. Again, sculpting paint on the shoes, just perfect. Look at the little silver for the inlets for the laces, like just amazing paint and sculpt overall on this guy. But paint really shines on the head. Look at the teeth. Look, there's like 3 or 4 colors going on in the teeth alone. Like there's like the brown and the yellow on the actual teeth, a black wash, and then the pink for the gums. Just incredible. And there's like 2 fleshy tones, well, not flesh, but like burnt fleshy tones, I guess, on the face. There's like the brown and the dark red, and then there's a dark wash on top of it. And the eyes are so clean, and it's got this gloss to it. Just amazing paint details all around. Awesome job, NECA. Okay, I got Freddy back with his hat, because now it's time to get down to business and talk about articulation. So his head's on a ball joint, can look so far down and so far up and go all the way around, but it feels kind of resistant in between here. Like, I don't know, but you can do it, so no biggie, obviously, there. The shoulders go out that far, way past 90. Excellent job there. And all the way around, of course. Elbows hinge to about 90. Swivel also. The wrist swivels, and there's no hinge, but the ball joint on this one is pretty darn flexible, so good job there, NECA. Other wrist with the clawed glove is also flexible, though not quite as much. Then we get to the big disappointment. There's no ab joint or diaphragm articulation at all, because this guy has a gimmick where his whole chest can come off, but we'll take a look at that later. There is a swivel waist, but when you go too far, don't worry, you're not breaking it. He has a whole alternate chest thing going on. But you can swivel him about so far left and right without popping that apart. Hips are on ball joints. Freddy kind of has a rubber diaper, but man, it's one of the better ones I've ever seen. They can go so far back, which is excellent, and so far forward, which is also excellent. He can also do the splits, but I wouldn't recommend it because I totally popped these legs out the first time I did it and this time that I did it. Thankfully, however, you can just pop them back in, and those thighs also swivel up there. He has hinge and swivel knees. They get pretty much to 90. Good job there, and swivel all the way around. Then the feet are on ball joints. They don't get too much range, really, but you can swivel them all the way around. Wish they had some hinges, though. So overall, the articulation's pretty par for the course, but the big detractors are there's no diaphragm or ab joint at all, and those legs should not be popping out, Neca. I mean, I'm pretty thankful I'm able to just pop them back in, but man, they feel kind of cheap. I'm worried they're going to get frailer over time if I keep popping them out. Well, maybe I shouldn't keep popping them out. So articulation's decent, but it's got those two big issues, really. Freddy's packaging was, of course, the standard window box type that all of Neca's Ultimate figures come in. On the front, we get a really cool shot of the poster from the movie, and inside we get to see the figure and a picture of the figure, and displays all the accessories really nice. There's not too much to say about it. On the side, we get close-up of the figure and its disgusting chest of souls, and on the back, there's all these really cool pictures of Freddy with, like, these broken mirrors and windows and whatever, and none of that stuff is really with the figure. And on the side, another shot of the chest. Anyways, let's open it up by cutting this tape here and flipping that open, and we just pull this out. There is one twist tie back here. Pull that thing out, then pull Freddy out. In that tray, these three accessories are behind this little protective plastic thing that's taped on. It's kind of a pain to get off, and they just fall out. Everything else, you gotta pop out. Taking a look at all those accessories, we get an alternate head for Freddy, an alternate chest, two alternate hands, Kristen's popsicle house, Philip's little puppet, and the most important accessory of all, Freddy's fedora. Ooh, I like that. That fedora is, of course, really good. I like how you can get a good shadow going over Freddy's eyes with it if you just tilt it down slightly, and it looks totally natural on his head. I love it. The sculpt on it's perfect, too, and I love the dirt wash they gave it. Well, it's not dirt, it's paint. It's, you know, but it looks like there's dirt and dust all over. It really looks realistic. Awesome hat. I guess it's number 3. Oh, that's for the third movie. It's got a little curvy 3. That's, I mean, probably it's from Nightmare 3. Let's see how easy it is to pop off Freddy's standard head, and oh man, not easy at all, it looks like. Let me try harder. Ooh. Okay, eventually got it. Now the other hand is screaming and it has a cross burning in him, and what's really cool is in the back, Freddy's bearing got removed, and now it's really this translucent thing so you can glow up the cross. But let's get the head on first, just so we can see how easy that is, and you gotta twist as you do it, because it is pretty hard, friends. Okay, hope you're not afraid of the dark, friends, because I got that head on, and now let's see, with our flashlight, just how the light shines through. And it's a little weird to see how it also shines through his torso, but you kind of get the idea of how it goes through the cross. I also like to try using a lighter, which, you know, gets that flame effect going back there, and it's got an orange color to it, which is appropriate, but it doesn't really let you see Freddy's face. I think if you're trying to get a photo, the best approach is to sort of get the flashlight on the front and lighter in the back, and you get that nice orange glow. Pretty cool effect. Oh, I hope I didn't scare you too much. Anyways, one more thing you can do with this head that you can see on the back of the packaging is just use the hat to cover up that cross, and then you just have Screamin' Freddy. Anyways, back to the normal head. That was one alternate body part, and he comes with another, an alternate chest. So let's just pop that guy on now. Easy peasy. This thing's usually called Freddy's Chest of Souls, and I don't think he really called it that in the movie, but I mean, that's totally what it is, and believe it or not, the sculpt on this is actually very, very accurate to that scene in Nightmare 3, so good job on Neca's part, and really good, just on the little face sculpts, the little screaming babies. Oh, Freddy, you're a sick guy, you know that? Anyways, you just get a good grip on this thing, and it's super easy to pop them off and switch out the chest, so I really appreciate that, although it does preclude having an abdomen joint of any kind. Next up, we got the alternate hands that Freddy used to kill Taryn with. Let's get high. No, Freddy. That's a bad idea. We're not doing that. But it was a good idea of Neca to include these alternate hands, and thankfully they popped on a lot easier than the head. I mean, what is with that, Neca? Why is your head always so hard to pop on? Whatever. I guess these are supposed to be syringes full of heroin or something. I don't know, heroin was blue, but I mean, whatever. They looked blue in the movie, so Neca got that right. The sculpts on them are really cool, although I will say in the movie they had little black lines on the syringes that Neca didn't do here, but yeah, I mean, and they were also kind of sharp, I assume, and these aren't exactly sharp, but whatever. They're very cool accessories, and I'm glad Neca included them. Next up is Kristen's model of Nancy's house from the first movie, and sculpted nicely. You can see on the front here it's like made of popsicles, but I guess the rest is like paper mache or something. Painted nicely, kinda, and there's a bunch of popsicles for the windows up here. Here you go, Freddy. Yeah, I don't really know what to do with this thing, but it's nice you included it. And last we got Philip's little marionette puppet, and I like how the face is sculpted. It really looks like the claymation they used when Freddy possessed it. And get this! Arm is articulated. The hand isn't. This arm is articulated. And then this head is not just articulated, it's on a ball joint. I mean, what are the odds? The sculpt on it's pretty good. The paint's really nice looking. I mean, this thing was only in the movie. Well, this thing was in the movie for a bit, but like it was only looking like this, possessed by Freddy with the claws on its hand for like literally 5 seconds. And in that scene, he doesn't, I mean, well, okay, Freddy possesses the puppet and then he kills the kid, but like he doesn't kill the kid as the puppet, so there's no blood for him to be on here, so I don't know why this is red down here, but I guess this is supposed to help him stand up, and it doesn't really. So here you go, Freddy. Yeah, I don't really know what to do with this thing either, but it is a cool little mini puppet of Freddy to have. If you didn't know what it was from the movie, it'd be like Freddy's little grotesque baby minion thing. And thankfully you can just pop that stand out if you want them to be more accurate to the film. So a ton of great accessories. I don't really know what to do with those last two, the puppet and the house, but everything else has a clear purpose. You put it on Freddy, like his hat, which you really have to have, and I can't think of anything he should have that he doesn't, so I give the accessories an A, even though a couple of them are kind of unnecessary, I think, honestly. Well, now it's comparison time, friends. Freddy stands at about 7.5 inches tall to the top of his fedora there. Here he is with my 6-inch Batman and Spider-Man, and with NECA's Ash Williams figure, and with the evil clown It. Now I just need a Jason action figure for him to go with. As usual, friends, this is a very cool figure from NECA. The sculpt and the paint are top-notch. Where this guy has problems are articulation. Like, those legs should not pop out at the hips. That's a very big deal, NECA, and, you know, now that they have popped out on me twice, they're kind of a little looser now, so I'm a little worried about the future. But this guy's accessories are top-notch, even if, you know, some of them I don't really know what to do with, and some of them don't work that well. Like, I mean, this little guy's, I mean, you can't really stand him up, but I mean, I do love him as a little accessory. Like, he's just so cute. I love this guy. How can you not, right? But I mean, and that head, it's like impossible to pop back on. I don't even know if I really got it on. It's not a very satisfying click. And the chest of souls is really cool, but like, that's the whole reason he doesn't have a diaphragm joint. And then these things are missing the little black marks, but that's such a nitpick. It just goes to show how much I expect from NECA in terms of quality that I'd complain about some tiny missing decal like that. But the real problems are that his head's impossible to pop off, and those legs pop off when they shouldn't. Like, why is everything pop off easily, NECA? The hips pop off, the hands pop off, the chest pops off, but not the head, the one thing that really needs to for this guy to work? I mean, come on. But overall, those are very minor nitpicks, and I'm joking, obviously. The hands and the chest are supposed to pop off easily, and they work excellently, but those legs, that's the real big problem I have with this figure. That's a quality control thing. The legs should not pop off. I mean, wow, look how loose those were, right? I mean, maybe I didn't pop them back in as hard as I possibly could, but I cannot stress enough how big of an issue this is, because they should not have popped off at all in the first place, right? But other than that, he's an amazing figure. So go out and get him, and pray that you get lucky on the legs there. Well, that's it. Peace out, YouTube.